Hello and welcome back to Who Ordered Coffee. I am your host, Jonathon. I am host once again for the third time, and of course I am, as usual, joined by Hanae and Elliot. How are you guys this morning?
I am here.
Likewise.
Present and accounted for.
Absolutely.
Good,
We totally weren't late at all today.
I was on time, 100%.
I was early. I think
Elliot was on time.
we will have to say that, Jonathon, why were you so late?
Yeah, Jonathan, really, you should really pick up your game. I mean, you're just letting down the team with this one.
Yeah, like, Elliot and I were waiting for ages.
Yeah.
And you know how much we do all the time.
Yeah, so yes, I arrived at the late time of 9 a.m. And of course, Elliot arrived at the early time, at the crack of dawn of 9:45.
Yes. The correct time to arrive.
The correct time of 9:45. So clearly, I was the most late.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jonathan, it's called fashion.
It's fashionably late. Yes, I need to educate myself on what it means to be fashionably early. Fashionably early?
Yes.
Fashionably early.
Fashionably early. No, it's all good. Not really a problem. We have lots of time. But there you go. So our topic for this week's episode, just right off the bat, is if money was no object, what would you do? But when I say this, I'm referring more to not that you have a lot of money, but rather that you have no need for money. Everything's taken care of for you. You have great living conditions. You know, you don't have to worry about food or housing or all that kind of stuff. Your life is all sorted. What would life look like for you? And so I just thought to bring that up at the very beginning, just to get that out of the way. But before we launch into that, is there any sort of things from last week that we wanted to revisit or touch upon? Our Avatar episode. Any lingering thoughts? Do we have anything for that?
Did you see my TikTok thing I sent you about the Big Four?
About the Big Four?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to remind me what that is. I may have seen it, but I don't have TikTok, so you may have sent an Instagram.
It's on Instagram. I just said TikTok, so our listeners would know that it was TikTok. Like, I don't have TikTok. Jonathan doesn't have TikTok. Unconfirmed. What, Elliot?
I think Elliot has an
I'm
account.
pretty sure Elliot has an account.
I sort of have TikTok, but I also have deleted the app, but I am looking at re-downloading it. It's an addictive platform.
Yeah, anyway, so the big four nations that I discovered was water, fire, mold, and biohazard.
Yes, actually, no, I do remember. Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, so I think...
Was it the back of a truck or
Yeah,
something?
it was the back of a car for probably a cleaning service or... Yeah, it was a cleaning service for the real
That's my favourite.
Yeah, I think that's my favourite too. I think those should replace the normal
fire,
big four.
Mold.
Biohazard.
You know, in that case, I think that I would be mold.
Mold.
Respect.
Water, fire, mold.
I want to be biohazard for fun. So then I can wear those yellow biohazard warnings.
Yeah, I see that.
I think I could pull that off. It's not something I see every day, and I think it should be introduced into fashion. Jonathan, what would you pick as the big four?
It's a big four, yeah. Biohazard, let's go.
Yeah.
Biohazard teams and mold. Oh, we're such a podcast.
I love that this is what we started with. Quality content. This is what you signed up for.
Quality content.
Yeah.
Quality.
Amazing. How about you, Elliot? Was there any Avatar-related happenings over the last week for you?
No.
No.
Very, very shut down. I rewatched some of Avatar, and then I didn't anymore.
What did you get up to? You said, I think last time you said season 1? End of season 1?
I finished all of season 1.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
And then I wanted to watch season 2, but life existed. And so I didn't.
Unfortunate, but there you go.
It is what it is, you know?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And
Sorry.
It is. My brother does that a lot, actually. Calling him out on the podcast. He does. Yeah, his wife is not a fan of that. Or is she? Or is she? I'll have to check back in with you guys.
Jonathan, don't work.
So check back if my brother's wife is a fan of this. Is it a Vine that is called?
Yeah, it's a Vine.
It's a Vine? Yeah.
It is what it is.
I believe he does it enough that it's just become an in-joke for them. So whether or not she likes it, it's part of their discourse.
Actually, I said it so much that Jaren, my brother, actually hated it. So it might be just like the person you keep referencing it to. They're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to murder you.
And now, little big wins. Obviously, a nice little segment that we'd like to bring back every week. Any big wins? Any little wins that's happened since last week as well for you guys?
I had a little win. My little win was I went over the entire shops to try find vegan chocolate.
Oh, yes.
And I succeeded. I got vegan chocolate chips.
Yes.
And I'm going to make some vegan cookies, and I'm very excited about it. And I also managed to snag the last tofu from the shops yesterday, and that was a big win.
Well done.
It's a little win, but it was a big win because it meant that I got to cook dinner.
Big win. Oh, very good.
Because obviously I do not eat meat, and I didn't want to just have only veggies in my curry. So
nice. I'd say that's a pretty big win.
It's a big win for me.
That's a big win. It's a big win. Yeah. Hanae, how about you? Any little bit or big?
Well, last week I went out shopping to restock in my coffee addiction, and I sent you this very sad picture of the fridges being very empty, actually.
How dare.
I found that when I went there yesterday, that my local Woolies had it in stock, and it was on sale.
Oh, nice.
There
we go.
My coffee.
Very good. Big win, big win.
I love that.
Yeah. Jonathan.
Yes, hello.
Do you have a little big win?
Little big win,
to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, little thing. Got to have pizza at my brother's house, which was quite fun. We cooked it we made and cooked it ourselves. Well, I didn't do any of the cooking. I was there with my camera, just taking lots of photos of the process.
Doing the actual hard job.
You gotta learn to cook one of these days, King.
This is true.
You gotta...
Wait, we could do this as a video, as a cooking segment.
I will teach you how to cook.
I legitimately do want to learn how to cook that, yeah. Yes, I was there taking photos of the whole process. I was not helping out with cooking, unfortunately. But it was very tasty pizza, I can report. So that was a nice little win for me. And I finally finished off a piece that I was working on from like last year. So that was good. That was nice. It'd been sitting in my sort of to-do list for ages, for a couple months. And I was like, you know what, I should finish this off. And so I finished that off and put it online. So that was good fun. It was good fun to finally have that sort of finished. Yeah. So that's my little wins for the week.
Yeah, as I found out yesterday in composition class, which I may or may not attend again.
Yes, still pending for me as well.
Yeah. Anyway, I found out Jonathan definitely likes to not linger on his pieces. Like the guy who was talking was saying how long he spends dedicating to like a piece, and I saw like Jonathan's face, like, oh, how dare you take so long? You gotta finish it immediately.
Yeah, I do find like if I don't finish a piece really quickly within like either if I don't finish it within the week, often I just don't.
The hour.
The quickest I've written pieces is like 1 to 2 hours, but they're very short pieces. And if I don't finish a piece within a week, if it's not like a major thing I'm working on that has a set deadline that I'm like writing for somebody else, it usually doesn't get finished, which is quite annoying to me. So but I do try my best then to revisit it. But what it means though is I do have a couple pieces from like 4 to 5 years ago at this point now that I'm like, I need to finish you one day. I need to finish this piece. I've just got this piece from first year that I wrote. It's like a Christmas kind of themed piece. It was like a Christmas action battle music. I was like, nice. I was like, this will be fun. It does sound quite fun to me. So I definitely want to finish it one day, but it's just finding the time and motivation to get around to it.
That's good though. Like finally getting stuff done. I feel it. I feel there's so many that I have not, that I've just left. Like it's a problem.
Yeah, I've got a lot of unfinished work. Mostly pieces.
Pieces.
I want to go finish them, but also like I don't know how to get back to it sometimes.
It's tricky.
That's like another thing, is like trying to get back into something that you left for ages.
That's right, yeah. Yes. It's tricky.
Yeah.
But shall we get back into our topic for the week? Our lack of money, or lots of money, depending on how we interpret this question. That is the second part to this. But the first part is, if money was no object, what would that look like for you? So, how about let's start with Elliot. Let's start with you. This week. So our question here: if money was no object, what would that look like to you? So very broad to begin with.
Here's the thing that I find very difficult with this question, or I guess not difficult at all. Like, there's not much that I would change currently, and I think that's like the main thing. Like, I'd probably travel more. I might have more animals. Like, I might have another dog or something, and I might not be living in Perth. But like for the most part, I think my life would be very similar because I'm already doing a lot of the stuff that I want to do. And the only thing that would really change, as I say, is like I would look a lot more fly because I would have so many more clothes. And like that's about it, Like I would still be training and doing all my practice and rehearsal. Music theater stuff. I'd still be auditioning for those shows. Like I would still be doing all of that. And not much would change except I would see more shows. I might not be based here. I might have moved somewhere else to do the same thing, but just in a larger theatre community. Right. And I would look fly as so
yes, you are a very fly person. Wouldn't you agree, Hanae? Oh.
What?
What? Oh, no, I said when. Oh,
Damn.
you've heard it on the heard it on the show
What
here,
a
folks.
roast.
No, I'm joking. I said.
What a roast.
I said like Elliot is very fly. Wouldn't you agree, Hanae? And then there was dead silence.
Oh yeah, sorry, you cut out in that section.
Yeah.
And I just heard Hanae, and I was like, oh no.
No, that's too fair.
Of course, Elliot is so. I don't want to say fly. That sounds so weird. Just personally, but I think Elliot, I love your sense of style. It's always like such a fun thing to see. Like, oh, I wonder how Elliot's gonna be like dressed this today. Like, if we had like a photo shoot, for example. Like, I was very keen on seeing what like route you would go.
That's fair. I do love me a little dress up moment. I love looking fly. I love looking good and feeling good.
I thought you were gonna just say I love me, and that's the end.
I also love me. That's an extension of what I'm going on about. So
Good quality.
I'll take it.
I mean, we all love Elliot, so it's not a stretch, not much of a stretch of imagination there. So
This is true.
yeah, right, yeah. I do want to come back to Elliot in a moment, but first, I want to extend the same question to Hanae. Money, not an object. What does that look like for you?
I don't really care too much about money. I try not to.
Yeah.
But like, I would like to get a new viola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like for me, I'd like to get a new viola and violin because I think I've outgrown both my instruments.
Yep.
Viola, not so much. Like my viola, I still love it. Someone actually suggested I could sell it, and I was like, no, that's staying with me. It's my baby. And obviously, I would buy more Doc Martens. And also look fly. Ugh, I hate saying that. Oh, no, wait. I'd buy a shoe carousel for my Doc Martens. And then I could cycle through all my Doc Martens and pick which ones I was going to wear that day.
Is there any particular Doc Marten that
Nice.
that you've got your eye on, or one that you think it would be cool to have in concept, or like that you may not have necessarily seen before, but you're like, you know what, rainbow Doc Martens.
There's like two. One appeared to me in my dream.
Oh,
It was terrible.
it was
a few weeks ago.
It was a prophesized Doc Marten.
I know, it's awful. I don't have a problem. But it was the platform Doc Martens, not my big ones that I have, but it's the low cut ones.
Okay.
So you know how the platform ones I have are quite long?
Nice. I think so. I've seen.
Have you not seen them?
I don't think I have. I think I've seen like a picture of you at graduation with them, but like not actually the Doc Martens themselves. I've seen you looking taller. I think I've seen the effects of the Doc Marten. I think.
Yeah. So okay, I would buy either the low cut platform Doc Martens. Those ones appeared to me in a dream, and I was wearing them, and they were amazing. And there's a second one that just came out, but it's my black ones with the roses embroidered on them. They have pink ones.
Ooh.
Pink roses.
Pink roses. There you go. I mean that works out very well for your color scheme. Bringing it back
does.
to our
so I have
last
red,
episode.
but I don't have the pink.
Yeah, Doc Martens.
Doc Marten, sponsor me, please. I want them.
We need a Doc Marten sponsorship.
I love them.
Come on, dogs.
Come on.
Yeah.
Help a girl out. Jonathan.
Yeah. Oh yes.
If money was no object to you, what would you do?
Yeah, I was thinking like, more or less. It's gonna sound like I'm picking back on Elliot's answer again.
You always do. You always do.
Jonathan.
I think just Elliot. I think Elliot and I. Sometimes we just have the same wavelength. Because
maybe you should have talked first,
Yeah,
so then Elliot would be piggybacking on on your answer.
Maybe I should
You got to
have.
think these things through, Jonathan.
Unfortunately, no. But because really, what it is if money was no object, so I'm already doing like Elliot. I'm already doing a lot of what I enjoy doing, and like I've mentioned, and as early as episode 1, I feel like I was put on this planet to write music, and whether or not people enjoy that is up to them. But I enjoy writing music, and I enjoy the experience of putting it out there. And if I even bring happiness to somebody, just a single person, that's enough for me. So I'm already doing a lot of that, and I hope to be able to continue to do that. And if money was no object, I think the only thing that would be different was that I just wouldn't charge people. I just wouldn't pay. I wouldn't charge anyone for writing music, and I would just write music for free because it's like I don't need to pay for anything. You know what I mean? Like I would just continue to do what I enjoy doing, which is just writing music and spending time with people I care about. And actually, yes, Elliot, you brought up travel before. Yeah, I think I would. I do want to know where would you go traveling? Because I'm be really down to visit places like New Zealand. I see really cool places in like Canada, like some very beautiful landscapes in Canada, and you're like, wow, there's some place. Sometimes I see photos, and I'm like, this is on Earth. Like, damn, this is incredible. And actually, I think we mentioned something similar in episode 4 when we had Aaron on about just seeing most of Earth first, before we go to Mars. That bit.
Yeah.
But Elliot, you mentioned travel. Is there anywhere that is there anywhere you'd be interested in traveling to?
Well, my first thoughts, to be honest, I always think not like super local, but like Australia first. I'd love to go around to Sydney and Melbourne and that kind of area just for the theatre scene there, because I've been to both Sydney and Melbourne before when I was a bit younger, and I had a really good time with both those places. They were both very, very similar and very different. It was like Perth large, like supersized Perth. And like obviously they've got the more iconic, especially Sydney with I was going to say the
Opera House.
The Opera House, yeah, that's the one. I was like, the Boat Harbour? No, that's us. The Sydney Harbour Bridge? Yes, that's the one, but that's not what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Opera House and stuff. I think my kind of thing would be, honestly, travelling to major cities around the world for the theatres and then the theatre scenes around it. So, like, I would want to, go to London's West End and look at all the theatres there, see a show in each of the theatres, and then go to, like, the smaller theatres in London that aren't part of the West End scene and see shows there. Same with, like, New York. I'd like to go to Broadway and see what the Broadway theatres, and then go to off-Broadway, and then go to off-Broadway, and, like, just kind of go to these cities or these places and find their theatre scene and just kind of live around the world in different, different theatric kind of places. I think that's what's always interested me the most, and I think it would be the most fun. As much as there's, like, beautiful landscapes and beautiful, like, you can't exactly see Mount Everest in a theater.
That's true.
Like, I would do that as well. I think that would be fun, but it's not as important to me personally. Like, obviously those places are important and are huge historical landmarks and a huge, like, they've got that whole history.
Yeah.
But I'm a simple man with simple pleasures. If I see someone do a little song dance, I will be happy. So
yeah, just a simple man making his way through, not the galaxy, the world. Just
that's it.
Yes. There you go. And Hanae, traveling New Zealand.
Yes. Obviously. Let's go. Obviously, I want to travel around New Zealand. Not one specific spot in general. Hobbiton. I so want to go. There's so many beautiful places on this earth that would be lovely to go see. I would also go to Canada or Alaska.
Canada, yes, that's right.
Snow. I mean, I can see snow in New Zealand depending on when and where I go, but also dog sledding. Dog sledding. Much.
Yes.
I would go. I'm pretty sure you can go on dog sledding for funsies. I would totally do that. As freezing as it would be, I would totally go. Oh, ice skating on like a frozen lake. Well, who can think about that in Australia? Not a place.
Yes, that's horrifying though, to be completely honest.
Oh yeah, it sounds terrifying. I'm not sure if I'd go, but the idea of having that option sounds intriguing.
It would make for a great video. Let's put it that way.
Maybe.
Great photo opportunity. I don't imagine that
going on the lake.
Yeah, like actually, I wouldn't be on that lake for more than like 5
the sound
minutes.
of the ice breaking is actually a beautiful, interesting sound to me. Just listening to all the cracks and creaks of the ice as it just starts like splitting. Not the actual being on the ice and then being in danger. Obviously that would be terrifying. But the actual sound of it is actually quite lovely to listen to. Yeah, for some reason I gotten down this rabbit hole of just listening to someone ice skate over a big frozen lake, and you could hear all the ice creaking and quaking underneath it. It was really interesting. Go listen to that. It's kind of a weird thing. But
okay. What I'm hearing is ASMR.
It's better than the food ASMR.
Is that hard?
No, but I'm just saying that shouldn't exist. That's going to be my topic, ASMR. The horrors. Also, I'm pretty sure they have wolf sanctuaries in Canada. And I've probably mentioned this before with the wolves and husky thing. But I'd go see wolves. They're pretty.
Very is.
So cute. Also, I want to go to UK and Scotland and see castles.
Yes, castles.
Castles.
Castles would be cool.
But those are just like, yeah, it would be cool.
Just
Let's go see the queen and see her corgis. No, but like, I would. It's just so many.
Go sledding with the corgis.
Sledding with the corgis.
Yeah, the corgis are like, if you put them out the front with the huskies, they're like, what are you doing? So you have to put them in those little carriers. I don't know what the sled part's called. I'm so educated.
Oh, I don't know either.
Yeah, but they'll be like, you get out and run and we'll sit here. I can see that attitude.
As they deserve it, frankly.
Oh, yeah, obviously. But there's like so many things to do in this, like anywhere, really.
That's right, yeah.
I don't
There's a lot
know.
of places.
It's just, that's just my few top ones.
Mm.
Oh, actually, I think down in Margaret River, they have dome tents, like glamping, and I would love to do that. But they're always booked out, and they're probably
That's
really
true.
ridiculously expensive. So I'm not sure if I'll ever do that. But it is a dream
It is a dream,
to
yeah.
stay to do glamping
To do glamping.
because it sounds so fancy.
Sounds fancy. Fancy.
Okay, yeah, that's my quick rant about that. Okay, Jonathan,
Oh, no, I was actually going to follow up on, like, the glamping.
New Zealand.
No, I was going to follow
okay.
just now when you mentioned glamping. I mean, glamping in Margaret River, but would you go glamping anywhere else? I know it's kind
probably.
of like,
It's just I saw it
Is
was
it-
in Margaret River.
let's okay. Hold on, because if I feel like if I ask, oh, would you go glamping anywhere else, it might just then turn into would you go travel anywhere else question again, which you've already answered.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I would go glamping, but not probably like in the snow
Yeah.
or camping.
Yeah, so
I
I
would
would-
rather stay in a house.
Yeah, so what I was going
I
to then
don't
say
wanna
was like,
freeze.
is there any particular type of environment you would like to glamp in? You know, because you can have glamping set up.
Forest.
Yeah, forest. That's a classic one. Forest glamping, or set up on like farmland, or on just
Actually, I'd either go glamping in a forest, or I would drive out into the middle of nowhere and lay outside and look at the stars.
That's very romantic. Yeah.
Hopefully near like no city lights disrupting the beautiful sky, because you know, if you live in the city, you can't actually see too much stars.
Interesting.
But if you go out into like a country town, even you can see a lot more.
That's
But
true,
I
that's
want to. I've only seen it in pictures. A full sky just scattered with light.
Yeah, well, the way those
I've only
pictures-
seen that in pictures, and I
Yes.
want to see that in real life because it's gorgeous.
The interesting thing about that though is I wonder if that's even possible, because a lot of times those pictures.
I think it is, but you have to be out in the middle of nowhere, like legit.
I'm sure there are places where there are probably, when you look up at the night sky, there are a lot of stars. But my understanding is that sometimes the pictures, the iconic
Jonathan,
ones that you think of,
don't
where they have
no.
a lot of stars.
No.
Those,
No.
I'm not saying that they're fake. They're not. It's not
No.
that they're fake. They are still there. It's just that with the cameras, you have to sort of turn up the exposure or something really high, so that you can actually perceive the stars that are in fact there. It's just that to the human eye, you might not be able to see some of them. So that was like the whole.
If I can still see a majority of
you'd see a lot of
I would be
them.
happy. Actually, that and the aurora would be like
Aurora-
typical.
and
No, there's just too many cool things. I gotta stop.
No, that's good.
The list
That's
is gonna
good.
keep going on and on. Like,
That's what this question is to find out about. Elliot, glamping. Is
Glamping.
that something you've ever
At
tried
this time
before
of
or
year.
want to try?
At this time of day, located exactly in your kitchen.
what?
Oh, he was doing the Aurora Borealis quote.
Aurora Borealis. At this
Aaron
time
does
of
a
year.
good one.
At this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. May I see it?
I thought we were having clams. They're burger clams. Beautiful. Sorry.
No, what was your question? It was about
Yeah, I think it was just glamping.
Have you done it? Is it something you'd be interested in doing? And
Should we do it?
ideal glamping location.
No.
Also, to Hanae's question, should we do it?
Ellio's like, no. I'm
I'll leave
sick
that
of you
there.
guys.
Look,
Stop calling
here's-
me up. I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are. Stop messaging me. Please stop threatening me with my cats.
Why are you even on this?
I can't take it anymore. This is getting so much. No, so I don't look, controversial opinion. I'm not a fan of glamping.
That's
Fair,
fair.
it's fair,
I used to go camping a
Mm.
lot when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're gonna go camping, go camping.
Yeah.
If you want to go and be glamorous,
Be glamorous.
go either into a hotel
Mm.
or like accommodation on site, like a B&B,
Yeah.
Airbnb kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, glamping is just all the glamour. Well, that's what it is. It's all
That's
the glamour
kinda
of
what it
camping
is.
without the actual effort of camping.
Mm.
The most fun that you have when camping is when you're like doing the random shit, like, you know, living off the carton of water that you brought with you from the gas station on the way, and like cooking over the fire, and all of that, struggling to go to the bathroom at night because like there's one toilet in the area and there's a line of 8 people and it's midnight and you also hate bugs.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the enjoyment of camping. And I think glamping takes, like, as much as it makes it more accessible, so I can't argue with all of it. For me personally, I'm like, just go camping. Just go camping. Like, same thing, less cost and more fun because you also have the experiences of doing random shit with your friends or family that are more defining than just sitting around doing what you would normally do anyway, but just in nature.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
There's better ways to do that.
Yeah.
So that's my take on glamping. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Just get an Airbnb and go into the middle of nowhere and pretend it.
I understand what you're saying, but just click on the link I sent you and tell me if you don't want to stay there. You don't want to stay there. Like, just look at it.
I will change your mind.
No, I don't want to, like, I understand completely.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right?
Like,
this is what I want to do, not, like, anything else. I want to stay in these weird dome things.
It's almost not glamping. That's almost like a very...
It's almost like
that's
a house.
Like a fancy Airbnb.
It's almost like an Airbnb, yeah.
But they classify it as glamping, but it's also not. But this is the only thing I want to do. I wouldn't say this is not a tent.
Yeah.
It's just a fancy...
No.
Yeah, so
this is a fucking dome.
For people curious about what we're looking at, this is Mild End Glamping website, and just like the very first picture on the website at the time that we're looking at it.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, yeah. But yes, it's this big glass dome. Oh, glass? Looks like... Well,
no,
part of it's glass.
Plastic.
Plastic, okay.
Mum and I watched this show. It's called Escape to the Chateau, and it's this couple who moved to France, and they bought an actual castle.
Damn.
And they've been doing it up ever since. It's amazing. And one of them is that she wants a glamping site next to the castle, and she buys these domes. She buys 2 of them, I think. So a huge one and a very small one. And they have a lot of trouble putting it together. It was very amusing. But still, it's just like it's the child inside me who had a tiny little igloo tent and wanted to stay in it.
Oh,
Fun
cute.
fact, I tried to like sleep in it one night, and since you can't, it's one of the ones from IKEA, so you can't actually even lay in it properly. You have to curl up. My back was so ruined. I kid you not. I think I lasted a few hours in that position, and then I ended up sticking my body outside the door of the little tent. This is also underneath my bed, so I had a loft bed. So I was still on the floor, and so my feet were outside the tent, and then I think I had nightmares of like monsters grabbing my feet. And so I gave up and just climbed back up into my bed, I mean, in the early hours of the morning with a very, very sore back.
Damn. Dreams about Doc Martens and then monsters. Grabbing
Yeah,
my feet.
Amazing what my mind does.
Crazy
That's
dreams.
actually the only experience I've had of camping. So Elliot's obviously had like a lot
Actual
of
camping.
Yeah.
Damn.
My dad is very much a person who wouldn't ever go camping, or if it seems like a dumb idea to him, he will never do it. And there's no changing his mind.
Fair.
And camping's one of them.
Alrighty, fair enough.
Yeah. He'll come up with every single reason not to go camping. It's funny, actually. But we won't get into that because that will be like a whole like other thing.
A whole episode dedicated to that. Elliot, I do want to mention when you were describing just camping. So I went technically it's classified as glamping. I went glamping with my family over the summer at Margaret River as well. But interestingly, the glamping that we were doing was probably the closest to camping that you could get while still being glamping, because it was like you said, you know, having to survive off the water that you brought. You know, it was very much like that for us. We had to bring a whole bunch of water. Like the campsite that we were at, it was like on a farmland, and yeah,
nice.
And there was only like. It was more than one toilet, but you know, it was a waterless toilet.
No fight.
Which was great for me because I can't smell.
Everyone else died.
Everyone else died. You know, and it was like there were basically no amenities except for at least there were no amenities if you wanted that option. So if you did want that option, I think they were still available, but like for the most part, it seemed like people literally just showed up to this farm for the space. And that was basically it. So, and you could rent a tent, and which we did, and we just lived inside a tent on this farmland. Like it wasn't true, like what you say earlier, it wasn't truly like camping out in the forest, out in the bushline. But it was like the least glamorous glamping that I could think of.
See, I think you got mixed up
Oh.
with what I'm saying
Okay.
in some ways.
Yeah.
As someone who's done a lot of camping,
Yeah.
and
Real
like,
camping, yeah.
well, yes and yes. It's almost impossible to do real camping in Australia
Okay.
in the way that I think you're picturing it.
Yep.
Because of the way that Australia works and how land is divided.
Yep.
And stuff like that. Like, you know, that I don't want to get into the whole logistics of the history of Australia.
Oh, yes.
But like that whole thing, it makes it really hard to go camping in
That's right.
Australia
Yeah,
because
you can't just
often you can't just park on any place. Like a lot of the land is sacred and is owned by people.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when you're going camping in Australia, what often happens is there are camping sites that are specific for camping or nature parks or trails. So when I was younger, I did a lot of what would you would classify as glamping, but most similar to camping, where it's like you still have some amenities. So you've got a toilet nearby, you've got like, you know, maybe a kitchen that is used at the campsite that you could, you know, technically cook at if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
And like there's still other people around, you know, in the middle of nowhere, but it's still like bush enough. Like it's that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So, you know, we did it a lot at Calbarry, and Rottnest I think was more so that as well. But the camping grounds that we went there are no longer available.
Oh, okay.
Which I agree with because yikes.
Because they're on sacred land?
Again,
yeah.
It was on sacred land. It was at a burial site. They used to have these.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. And obviously, I was like 6. I had no idea. And then I found out halfway through the trip and like nightmares every single night. Like horrible.
Yeah.
It was, not great. Not a great thing to do. But anyway, my camping experience is very similar in the sense of like, you know, kind of glamping, kind of camping. But ultimately, when I was in high school, our school had this thing which is like you had to go on it, and it was like outdoor education, right?
Yeah.
And you'd have to go camping for, I think it was 5 days, 3 to 5 days. You would pack everything, you would bring a tent, you would have a buddy, and you would cook your own food, cook everything, and it would be full on in the bush hikes and stuff like that, camping. But you're still with, you know, you're with the school, so it's still kind of chill.
Yeah.
If anything really went wrong, it's fine. And that was an experience and a half.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I feel like just what you did was still classified as camping in my brain. Glamping to me is like more of the, how do I put it? You don't have to put up a tent. You don't have to survive just off the water that you bring because you've got like a caravan or something with an infinite water supply, or the, you know, like there's not just for water around or whatever. Like it is a lot more. You can have a shower every single day. Like that is the glamping experience in my brain.
Yep.
Whereas when I feel like you did like camping that could like edge itself to glamping, but purely because of preparation / the fact that you can't do like a lot of real camping in Australia.
Okay.
Or at least in WA from my experiences.
Yeah. Would you say that I did camping?
I would argue that yes.
Okay.
It sounds like it to me. Also, I just realized
really great tents, guys.
My sister, I think, may be the only one of us. No, and Jaren. So Annie and Jaren have both been camping on separate occasions. But Annie actually went out into the bush on a trail with a group of people, and they were out for a few days.
I've done that. It was good fun.
Yes, and actually she says that it's actually really important when going on these trails is to watch out that you stay on the trails and don't stand on any of like the natural wildlife and flowers, because that's important not to disrupt the ecosystem. Yeah. Because if you do, it destroys that whole environment afterwards.
Yes.
So you got to be careful, like not to tread on them or walk off the path and like bring back. Like even cross-contaminating certain soils can sometimes just ruin it, and it's very interesting.
Yes. That's why, as I say, it's so hard in Australia to get somewhere that's like, because we're so protective of the wildlife as well, not just because of like the sacred land kind of places and all that kind of stuff as well, but also that we're so protective of the native wildlife.
Which is so great to see
Which is amazing. It's so good. Yeah, no, like I'm 100% for it. Do not get me wrong on that. But it does make camping a whole situation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why I think a lot of people couldn't like go, for example, movie camping. It's like what we'd see on movies. Because like you said, we can't really.
Yeah, no, that's very much. And even like, I don't even know how often you'd see that in America camping. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
A lot of the time it's mostly at wildlife parks and stuff like that. They have designated places where it's legal, and often you won't have a lot of people around, but like, yeah, there's definitely a level of legality within that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Elliot, I want to give you some points. I want to give you some points for your camping expertise.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it.
Yes,
I'll always take points.
Let's give you 5 points. We're gonna.
Oh,
I noticed that when I give points, I usually give them quite small in value, so I'm gonna slightly step it up a little bit. Not
Ooh.
quite in the hundreds, not quite so big. Those are fun numbers, but I'm gonna be modestly giving out points.
We save the fun
I'll
numbers
take your
for
modesty.
some interesting times.
Yes.
Jonathan's
Yes.
like, maybe.
So yes, Elliot, I'm going to give you 5 points. Right. Yeah. And actually, yes, Hanae, I also did want to give you some points as well. For one, I want to give you, let's say, one for the Doc Martin.
Yep.
Another
for the
one
dream, or the just asking for Doc Martens.
Oh, with the Doc Martens in general, but also I'll give you another point for the dream because that was a funny dream.
Yeah.
And I think maybe one more point for bringing up the Corgis, the Corgis.
You're
we
welcome.
love ourselves some Corgis, and that put an interesting image in my head of the Corgis pulling a sled, and
It's very, very cute.
the Queen having a lovely time.
I hope
yeah,
she never listens to this.
but there you go. Yeah, a couple points there. So traveling, are obviously quite costly. What would you do then if you had a lot of money, like you had just like infinite well of money to fund all this expedition? Now, the previous scenario was talking about if you could just do it without any concern for money. Now, this is a slightly different question. If you had a lot of money to fund for traveling and so whatnot, where else might you put that money into? This could be like, and you could take the fun approach. There's no judgment here. If you want to buy a castle, absolutely down for it. I mean, that's pretty cool. But yeah, well, I'm curious what you guys do.
Well, can I actually turn this around and say, Jonathan,
yes.
because you keep piggybacking off my answers, I'm gonna put forward that you actually answer this one first.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yes.
agree with Elliot.
Yes. I like that. You get a point.
Thank you.
I'm suddenly towards the end of the episode giving out lots of points. Guys, this is because I just remembered I was supposed to give out points. So if anybody listening is like, he's doing this clearly because he forgot. You're correct. I clearly forgot. So yes, I'm taking ownership of that. So if I had infinite money, like it's an interesting thing. Like immediately my brain is like, oh, try to use it to solve world peace, but then, that's like, oh my God, that's so stressful. Like, because then you'd actually need to, if you actually were to sit down and think about it, you would actually need to do, there'd be so much you'd have to plan and think about, because it's like, you can't just willy-nilly give that money to just anything. You have to make sure the causes that you're giving to are doing good work. Like you wouldn't just be able to dish it out, to whoever you wanted. And then also, immediately when I think about this, I'm like, oh no, the amount of responsibility suddenly that would be thrust upon you, like this sort of almost as like a global citizen, you have this responsibility as someone who has a lot of money to then, I feel almost that suddenly you have this responsibility to like use this immense wealth to try and look after the earth and stuff. So it suddenly gets really crazy, and that could be an entire discussion, about like recently, with like millionaires and people having like immeasurable amounts of wealth and the kind of stuff that that becomes like a whole crazy debate and conversation. So I thought maybe for the podcast though, the direction I would take it in would be a little bit more hypothetical and a bit more fun, which is why I mentioned the castle thing, because not necessarily I would want to live in a castle, but I think it'd be really fun to be like,
just to own one, just to have one,
just to own a castle, and just be like, hey, this is a castle that you could just like visit. You could almost have it set up as like some kind of public space that people could visit. What I'm thinking of is there's a podcast that I'm very much inspired by when we were putting this podcast together. The Supervillains, they have Supervillains Brothers. They have a podcast called Popcorn Culture. A little shout out to them. And they talk about a similar thing where they're like, oh, they just want to get a castle and do like a thing called Castle Con, where they just have a convention at castles and people just come dressed up as medieval people and just like have a good time with like horses and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Have a castle.
Yeah. I can't argue with it.
Yeah, can't argue with a castle. So I love myself. I think it'd be quite fun. But I do have to also admit, like a lot of the castle stuff that was coming from Hanae mentioning castles before the show today as well. So I mean, Hanae, what about you? A castle? Is that in the books for you?
Well,
immeasurable
the first
wealth
thing,
equals
if I
castles?
had immeasurable wealth, I would
Buy a lot of
give
alpacas.
my family like most of the money, because like I said, if I ever got enough money, I would take care of them, because my dad firmly believes in taking care of your family.
Absolutely.
Which yes, so I've given it to them. and the rest, I would 100% buy a castle, of course. And I would live there. And
you would live in the castle.
Hanae, are you sure that you wouldn't just buy New Zealand?
Okay, I would buy New Zealand. I'd have a castle on both islands, both not accessible to the public, unless I have a very, maybe I'll have a ball. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just invite you guys. I mean, I would just invite you
It's
guys.
a lot of space for just 3 people.
You know what? I'm about that.
We'll record in the biggest room, so we have the nicest echo.
Oh, it'd just be like, imagine like a church echo, where you're like, it just...
Oh, and there's
Yes.
definitely
Just
going to
echoes
be
for,
some
like,
pipe
seconds.
organs. But like
yes.
really majestic big pipe organs. We'll have like, there'll be a coffee section, a little coffee cafe in this cute little nook of the castle. It'll be nice and homely and we'll chill there. We'll have like a podcast recording room. We'll have a big...
Is that not the
second biggest
It's
room?
a different one, yeah.
The second biggest room.
No, we got two different recording rooms.
Well, there's a lot of rooms in this castle. I'm not
up,
keeping
Jonathan.
track. Yeah, keep up, Jonathan. I think you're going to lose the point for not keeping up with my amazing architectural skills. The next biggest room will have a giant TV and we will all be having movie night there and playing Animal
Is there a
Crossing.
theater in this castle?
Yes. This is what I'm talking about, the theatre. Oh, that type of theatre. I'm getting there.
Yeah, come on, it's
This
me.
is called the Elliot Theatre, dedicated to a very good
Lovely.
friend of mine. The other one is
Perfect.
called the Peacock Theatre.
The Peacock Theatre.
Great.
That
Yeah.
actually sounds
And
like a
it'll-
pretty... Like a
It
That's actually a
does.
good name.
That
Yeah,
one
Peacock
will actually
Theatre.
have peacocks in the castle grounds.
Oh, incredible.
That one will be open
friends.
for public on theatre nights.
I love that.
Oh, nice.
By the way, do you want to host the first show? Do the first show? The first
I
every
can't
show?
wait. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll do every show. It's just a one-man show.
Yeah,
It's just
if you need some musicians, let me know. I'll do like probably all of it. The musician like in the pit.
Oh, wonderful. Perfect.
Jonathan
Perfect.
you can be the conductor or the audience or the marketer.
I'll conduct from the audience.
Yeah, there will definitely be alpacas and
Alpacas.
there will be horses. Maybe a
horse
dragon.
alpaca. Oh, yeah.
Definitely dogs.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
going
why not?
very, very fictional now, yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
fictional. How dare you, Jonathan? Just because you haven't seen a dragon.
Komodo dragons are real.
This is
Oh,
true.
yes, this is true, yeah. So but technically, yeah, you could have dragons. They're just, just
In
Komodo dragons.
in either castle or both castles, there will be a segment dedicated to looking after being a shelter for animals
Oh, yes.
and giving.
Love that.
That will be the open days where people like come and meet your next soulmate. It's either a puppy, a cat, a horse, an alpaca, or a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, your spirit
I love
animal,
it.
Yeah. Damn, that's good. I
Oh,
like
and
that.
also for my room, just to say, it will be lined with Lord of the Rings weaponry. And Jonathan and I will definitely not be dressing up in armor and trying to reenact scenes from Lord of the Rings.
Incredible.
Come, Kimberly, we're gaining on them. Runs across the grass.
Elliot's gonna be like that fed up parent watching their kids just
Just shaking
become
his
like
head in
even more like
disappointment.
idiots.
No,
He's like, what did I?
I'll be in the rolling fields pretending that I'm Troy Bolton in High School Musical 2.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm gonna give Elliot. And I do want to give you 5 points for that. That was a very elaborate and very specific fantasy, and I love that.
Thank you. I can't wait for this fantasy to become a reality and have 2 castles. We'll be going back and forth between these 2
It
castles.
was. And would you travel by horse between?
Yes, and train. Because I'm pretty sure there's an amazing train line. Or I might be making that one up. Maybe I'll make a train line.
The horse rides the train with you.
Yeah, we're going horseback riding, guys. Let's go.
I love it.
Or in a limo. Limo.
Bit of both.
Now I just
Yeah,
imagine the
limo.
horse
A limo
on the limo.
pulled by horses.
The limo in the horse on the train.
is the driver.
It's just Bojack
Oh my
as
goodness.
Bojack as the driver.
It's just Bojack.
Elliot,
Hi.
the question's at you, I reckon.
I believe it's your turn. Yeah.
Well, take a wild guess. I'm gonna piggyback a little bit off what Jonathan said.
Yes.
No, so yeah,
Wow.
Chuck is right. So yeah, my first thing was also like, yeah, let's try establish world peace. Like, obviously, let's just fix
I
poverty.
love how I didn't even go with world peace.
Honestly, fair though, because yeah, like as Jonathan has discussed, a pretty big task. I've decided to
Yes.
continue with it. So here's what I would do if I had infinite money, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would both continue to fix world peace, but to take the pressure off my shoulders, I would also be a supervillain. I have decided
Yes.
I would cause minor nuisances to multiple rich people.
Just Megamind. Just be
and just
Megamind.
like
I was just
gonna be
thinking that
Megamind.
too.
I will just
The
cause
microwave of
issues
evil.
just to a few people around. Yes. In that,
The extended warranty.
that's like the energy is just like the smallest like bureaucratic, like, oh, here's like 900 paperwork things that you just filled out. Oops, I just threw them in the fire. Guess you have to do it again. Like, and who's going to question me? Because I'm fucking, like, literally infinite rich.
Actually,
it's just like
I just thought of
frustration. Yes.
We could all just be a part of this, like, amazing dream while you guys are fixing and making problems in the world. We also live in New Zealand, and I take care of you guys with your amazing ideas as well. And then we all have even more money. If we combine it together.
I love that.
Damn.
Sorry, keep going. That was just my sleepy brain.
Damn. I love the idea of. I just want to correct that I'm not fixing the problems that I create, because the problems I create aren't problems. They're just like tiniest annoyances. It's like it's just like the small nuisance. It's like, oh, I just parked in front of the traffic, so now everyone's going to be 5 minutes late to work. But don't worry, because I'm going to be paying everyone who's literally, not earning millions of dollars from this company overtime anyway, so that they can, get to work on time, or like that. It doesn't matter. And like at the same time, making sure that everyone has stuff to eat, or everyone's got a place to stay tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like, oh no, the lights turned off, but only for Elon Musk. And like, that's the energy that I want to bring to the table.
I actually love that so much. I'm just going to straight off the back give you 10 points before. I'm not even sure if you'll finish it, but you're getting 10 points.
Yeah. Obviously, I want to keep with the fact that I would also look fucking fly as hell.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And like, supervillain. Yeah. Like, yeah. Presentation. Come on.
Yeah. All I can think of is Elliot as Megamind.
We should. I want to. Wait, if we ever do like a party, but if you ever have like a costume party, can you go as Megamind?
I'm gonna go as Megamind.
Or Pinocchio.
Or just like when I see you like later, maybe today, go dress up.
Okay, just for later. Just for later today, I'll just dress up in full balloon and just come as Megamind. Yeah,
maybe I will wear my giant Doc Martens. Like, I'm pretty sure Megamind has those
like,
giant platform shoes with a big cape.
Wait,
maybe all together we are Megamind. Like, in body.
We are just mind.
Mind. We're not Megamind.
Yo, I just had a horrible realization.
Yeah.
What?
I don't look too different from Megamind's disguise man.
The fish?
Wait, when he's when he has the human disguise.
Oh my gosh,
his human form.
You're right.
Oh
my goodness. It's actually, wait, the only thing that's different is the glasses. You should get my glasses.
I just need to get your glasses, and then I'll be Megamind in disguise. As Bernard. Bernard, that's his name.
Bernard, yeah.
This is iconic.
Oh my goodness. Elliot is Bernard.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another point for that. That was very good.
Thank you.
Now I have to see Elliot dressed up as Bernard. Or dressed up as Megamind.
I mean, to be fair, I think we have seen Elliot as Bernard.
He's just already,
you've seen me. You've seen me in a sweater, and you've seen me in a coat.
Elliot is Bernard.
I think the only difference is the glasses.
I'll just do your glasses next time, Hanae. It's all good.
Alright, I'll just be blind for a bit. All good.
Yeah, Elliot is Bernard. There you go.
It's
confirmed. You heard it here first.
Okay, I want to bring us to another segment, one that we may have missed out in previous weeks, is fun facts about coffee.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Fun facts about coffee.
Back.
I think it's been about 2 weeks.
I think so.
It's been some time. Oops. Depending on when you're hearing this. Fun facts about coffee. I'm once again revisiting the same list, the 21 surprising coffee facts that will perk up your afternoon. the one list. I'm just going to keep coming back to this until I've done all 21. It'll happen eventually, you guys. I have to find a new one. The one I'm looking at today is Finland. Number 11. Finland is home to the biggest coffee lovers. The average adult Finn goes through 27.5 pounds of coffee each year, according to the International Coffee Organization. Each day. Imagine 27.5 pounds of coffee each day.
Oh my goodness.
No, easily. 30 pounds, right? 30 pounds of coffee. 30 pounds of coffee. Compare that to a measly 11 pounds per American.
Oh.
Wow. Where's Australia ranking in this coffee list? Can you look that up for me?
Ooh, I don't know about... Okay, well, let's see.
I don't know if that's going to be like an actual statistic.
Yeah. How much coffee?
Give it a shot for me.
Australians drink 1.92 kilos of coffee each year, apparently.
According to Google.
Oh.
1.92 kilograms is about 4.2 pounds.
Okay.
So how much was Finland? 27.5 pounds is 60 kilograms. 60. No, hold on. Sorry. I put that in the wrong. It's the wrong way around. 12 kilograms. There you go.
60 kilograms.
I was like, hold on a second.
Oh. Were you reading the pounds again?
I put it in the wrong spot. Yeah.
I was gonna say 60. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I think
but
that would also
still,
be like the
12
death of
kilograms,
someone.
guys. 12 kilograms of coffee.
12
that's
kilograms is pretty intense.
That's
Oh
per
yeah, that
person.
is.
No, you gotta outdo them.
Should we go to Finland though? As adding to the list of where we would go. We could go find the
Visit
coffee town of Finland, wherever that is. Maybe that's not a thing.
It's a coffee town.
Coffee town.
Guys, there is a show called Coffee Town.
Is there?
There's a show called Coffee Town.
Oh, there's a movie called Coffee Town, American comedy film, directed by Brad Copeland, 2013.
Coffee town. Is that actually about a town that has coffee?
But gee, I hope so.
A website manager takes action to save his freeloading existence when he learns that the cafe he uses as his office will be converted into a bar. Wow. It's got Ben Schwartz. It's
Yeah, Ben
John
Schwartz.
Ralphio.
Ben Schwartz.
He's John
I don't know
Ralphio
that
from
name.
Parks and Rec.
John Ralphio.
John Ralphio.
Oh.
Yeah, the
from
guy
Parks
who's
and
always
Rec.
like, yeah.
He's in the Sonic movie.
Yes, he also voices Sonic. I was going to say that.
Was he? Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen the Sonic movie though.
It's actually
I know.
not bad. It's
I
actually
just haven't-
not bad.
It looks
Like, as far as
good,
movies
I
goes,
just
it's
haven't seen
adequate.
it.
It's actually a pretty decent film. Like, it's not amazing, but, I mean, like,
It's amazing
not a-
how many subjects we actually jump to in a podcast. Like we started off with money, and now we're on Sonic, which is like the money little rings. Not even money.
Mm. I do love that. We springboard, so to speak, from one subject to the other.
Oh, horrible.
Elliot's like disapproving.
Elliot's just like,
Horrible.
that's it. I'll never do this again.
Well, to be fair, we did capture Elliot or kidnap Elliot, and
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You're holding my
Obviously.
cats hostage.
Yes, I do want to segue though to our also weekly question, which is, what coffee are we drinking, folks? What coffee are we drinking? I'd like to find out. Hanae.
Oh, okay.
Coffee?
Yes, I'm drinking yesterday's coffee.
Oh.
Okay, so when I ran out of the house yesterday to go to class, I quickly grabbed a coffee and put it in my travel mug, and I didn't finish it. But after the
Right.
class, I had to go to teaching, and my lovely mother bought me another coffee.
Ah, very
So I
good.
thought that one's
What
not in
kind
my
of
travel
coffee?
mug.
Do you know?
That one was a Honduras coffee.
Come back, the Honduras.
Yep, the Honduras. This one I'm drinking, I think from memory, is the Brazil coffee.
Okay.
So I swapped, and I was like,
Okay,
I've got to
yeah.
drink this one first because it's not in my travel mug, so it's not going to stay cold for long,
Mm.
which is true. So I was like, okay, so, and I won't pour it in because then it'll be too many flavors mixed together, and I don't really want to do that to myself. So
Right. Yeah.
I ended up drinking that through my teaching and my rehearsal last night. And
Right,
when I was
yes.
coming home, I wasn't feeling good anyway, so I just ate some biscuits because I felt like I had too much like milk in my stomach to finish my actual coffee. So I it was still cold because my travel mug actually lasts like 20 hours or something.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Wait, is it 20 hours? Let's see. It says 5 hours hot, but the cold, it stays longer.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
twice
said
as long,
that,
so maybe
yeah.
10 hours. I don't know. So I am currently drinking my yesterday's coffee that I started drinking yesterday.
Okay.
But it still tastes
Yesterday
good.
Coffee. Still tastes
Yesterday
good.
coffee. But this
Yeah.
one, I think it's the Brazil one. I just
Okay.
kind of can't remember. I think it's Brazil. I'm pretty sure it's Brazil.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
Brazil.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to give you a point for the coffee sustaining that long. Another point for the Brazil. And I think I'll stop there. I'll just,
Aw, yeah.
yeah,
Disappointing.
2 points there. Yep. Elliot, coffee.
Are you about to be really disappointed?
Oh no.
Oh.
I already had a coffee this morning,
Mm.
and I ran out of coffee this morning after the coffee that I had this morning because I had to make 2 coffees this morning. So now I'm drinking orange juice out of the container
Oh, our first orange juice.
because we
Sure.
also ran out of cups. So I'm
sad
currently
day.
drinking Harvey Fresh pulp-free orange juice, no added sugar, straight
Ew.
from the container.
Damn.
So that's where I'm at.
That's
That
yeah.
is awesome.
Okay. We like some orange juice. I mean, not coffee, but I'm still going to give you a point.
It's not
for some-
coffee.
for some- yeah. We love some orange juice. You still had coffee though, technically in the morning, and you
I
made
did have coffee this morning.
You did have
I made
coffee,
2
so you get a
coffees this
point,
morning.
and you made 2 coffees. You get another point. So I'm going to give you.
Oh, incredible.
There you go.
I'll take it.
Jonathan,
Yes.
what coffee are you drinking?
Yes, I'm having. Well, I drank it throughout the course of the show. Another Nescafe caramel latte, frothy, richer taste, all the usual good stuff. One of these days, I'll be drinking something other than Nescafe, but it actually might happen soon because I've just run out. I've reached the last. I
my
had the
goodness.
last one in my house. The last one. I've had the last one in the house, guys. So I will need to restock.
so proud of
and
you.
so maybe this time, yes, thank you. So this time, I'll probably be drinking from something else. I'll
Ooh.
definitely. I'm gonna. Yeah. It
Tune in
might
next
still be
week
instant
to find
coffee.
out.
But yes, that's right. But tune back in next week to find out if I drink anything other than Nescafe. It feels almost sacrilegious. How dare I?
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll
could
find out
you?
next week, I guess.
Okay, so we might wrap it up for today's episode. If you've listened to the end of the podcast, thank you for sticking with us. And I want to thank Aaron, not Aaron. I want to thank Elliot.
Yeah, let's thank Aaron.
The
Yeah.
Freudian slip there.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. You're a really big help to the show. We couldn't be doing this without
Aaron
you.
has listened to the first episode. He's told me he's had a chance to check out. As of right now, only the first 2 episodes are up, so he's not doing too bad. He's listened to the first
one out of 2. He's halfway there.
Nice.
It's halfway there. So thank you, Aaron, for listening to the
Aaron.
show. But no, I do want to actually thank Elliot and Hanae, of course, for joining me once again on our show, Who Ordered Coffee.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
You're welcome. And if you have any feedback for the show, feel free to email us at gmail. Oh no. At
gmail.com.
Just at gmail.com. whoorderedcoffee@gmail.com. Feel free to let us know there and follow us on Instagram at whoorderedcoffee. Yeah, pretty straightforward. We will be posting. We look to
We'll
post
be posting
fun
shit.
behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, fun stuff that we get up to, other coffee related things. I think we
Or
originally
not
had
even.
plans to post pictures of maybe Dimitri and Barry.
Oh, yeah, we
sort
will.
of unofficial mascots of the show.
Yeah, and Dot will have to definitely make an appearance.
Yes, of course, and Dot.
And-
One day.
Well, Dot's made an appearance on the show already.
Yeah, but I meant like a picture appearance.
Yeah, there's a picture.
Or maybe
appearance.
not.
There you
Maybe
go.
you'll have to just guess how cute Dot is. I mean, I actually haven't technically seen Dot in person, which I
That's
should.
true. Yes. So yeah.
Jonathan,
Hello.
can I ask before you wrap it up?
Yeah.
Who won?
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, don't
Thank you for
forget to do
reminding
your. You're welcome.
Almost for yes. Thank you.
I
Almost
could
forgot to do the
sense it. I was like, no, Jonathan.
Can I give you a? You're gonna get a point.
Yes.
You're gonna get a point for that. So okay, Elliot, you are at 20 points,
Oh,
and
Hold
Hanae,
on.
you are at
6.
11. Hanae, you're at
Oh,
11
that's
points.
so bad.
I think Elliot did get a big win from the what was it, the Megamind?
From Megamind,
the
I think,
supervillain.
yeah.
I think
The
it was
supervillain
Bernard.
thing.
What are
Supervillain.
you talking about?
The Bernard.
I think
It was
Elliot
the
got all
Bernard
the
moment.
points from Bernard.
Bernard.
All the points. It was thanks to Bernard. Bernard is MVP. But there you go, Elliot. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week, and you'll be hosting next week. So we'll be looking forward to what topics you come up with.
Yeah, Hanae's never hosting again.
Today is never hosting.
Yeah.
I'm
How
not
long can we go?
salty at all.
Oh no!
Yeah, episode 50 will be the return of the Hanae.
The return of the.
Your return of the Hanae.
Okay, thank you again for listening, and we're gonna have to wrap it up there for today's episode. Thank you for joining us, and check back in next week.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, goodbye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.